based on God's promise that he made a very long time ago. We, again, talked about that in detail in the book of Galatians. Here, what he's saying again is he's breaking this union between these two Old Testament nations that were both Jewish. There was Judah and Israel. And I would hope that by this point of the book, he's dealing with these things, then this idea that Israel and the Jews are two different ethnic groups are done away with, simply because he keeps saying it over and over. But yeah, there just seems to be a lot of people running around the countryside that misses this point. But nevertheless, there's one Jewish people, and we today just refer to them as Israel simply because that's the way the Word of God refers to them. And he's not referring to the two Old Testament nations. Now, back to the main point here is he says here that I'm going to raise up a shepherd. What kind of a shepherd does he say he's going to raise up?
A foolish shepherd, a shepherd who is not interested in the welfare of the sheep.
Now, what are shepherds supposed to do?
They're supposed to shepherd. They're supposed to guide the sheep. They're supposed to look out for them. They're supposed to keep them out of danger. They're supposed to take them out in areas where they could get good food, good grasses, out where they could get watered. They are there to take care of, protect, and guide the flock.
He says here, God says through Zechariah that I'm going to raise up a shepherd that not only doesn't protect the sheep, but he's going to eat the sheep. That's exactly the opposite. The shepherd's not supposed to eat the sheep. The shepherd's supposed to protect the sheep. And that's exactly what he says here in verse 16. I'm going to raise up a shepherd in the land who will not care for the perishing, not seek the scattered, heal the broken, or sustain the one standing, but will devour the flesh of the sheep. Now, Steve, that is exactly what he's saying here. I'm going to raise up a leader that's not going to protect the people, So this brings up a question about God's character and how he's responding, and it's come up again in the text, so we'll deal with it again. God can raise up somebody here that is doing a very painful thing. Does that mean that God is causing sin, or God is causing someone to be a sinner? Or how else could we explain this?
Back in the earlier chapters of Zechariah, he mentioned that the nations that he used to discipline the Israelites, that they went too far, and that therefore he was going to then judge those nations that went too far. But he was clear that he used the nation of, in this case, the nation of Babylon, to take that southern kingdom of Judah off into captivity, destroy the temple, because of the judgment of them not following the rules. In Daniel, we see that Daniel is reading Jeremiah, who's given a description: because you didn't let the land lay fallow for every seventh year for 490 years, you're going to be disciplined for 70 years. And even before that, the Assyrians came and took off the northern kingdom. So God is clear that he utilizes other nations to discipline the nation of Israel itself. Here, he's just using a different form of language. Here, he is allowing foolish rulers, foolish shepherds to come in and lead the people astray. But one last thing, as we've mentioned before in other sessions, the people have a way to counter that. The way to counter that is to not follow the foolish shepherds, to know when the actual shepherds are leading them astray, and to not follow those foolish shepherds. So that is a way to counter it, but the people, unfortunately, didn't do that.